Hey guys, welcome to Y&R Daily Update YouTube channel. Today's topics: why Y&R's Kane could use Amanda's assistance amid AI disaster. Amanda was reintroduced as Kane's helper and right-hand woman when he lived in Nice. Now that he's acquired Newman Enterprises, viewers think she needs to come back. Amanda was Kane's lawyer and confidant on The Young and the Restless. She would clean up all his messes. Now that Kane has made a mess with his AI software, he could use her expertise. He's going to need to protect all his assets in case Victor Newman retaliates. Key takeaways: Amanda left Genoa City to clean up Kane's mess in Nice. Their connection deepened as she became his right-hand woman, helping him navigate his family issues and business problems. Amanda should return to clean up Kane's latest scheme involving Newman Enterprises. Amanda helped Kane navigate business. Victor Eric Breton used Kane's Billy Flynn AI program to disrupt Arabesque. Now that company is gone, Kane turned the host onto Newman Enterprises. He had the power all along. He just waited for the right time to strike. Kane did it when Victor wasn't looking. He's waiting for the finances to shore up, and then Newman Enterprises is his. This means that he also owns Newman Media and Chancellor. Amanda Michelle Morgan would normally have handled Kane's legal affairs. She became his trusted advisor. Even though she wasn't aware of his identity at first, she still became a sounding board for his business plans. Amanda was involved in all of Kane's complicated business matters. However, she left Genoa City to deal with the murder bloodbath that took place in Nice. Damian Germain Rivers and Kane's assistant, Carter Vincent Stelba, died in a gruesome murder. Y&R fans want Amanda back. Over on one soap opera message board, Y&R viewers wondered if Amanda would ever make a comeback. She should help Kane with his latest AI disaster. He's going to need her legal expertise. The original poster questioned, however, what billionaire doesn't have a lawyer? But then again, considering this whole AI mess is a bunch of underhanded craziness, it's not as though anyone involved is going to sue the other and have to go to court. Some fans recall when Amanda was on board with Kane's plan to use the AI software across all the businesses in Genoa City. But she hasn't been part of anything that's transpired in recent days. Rather, Kane has had Phyllis Michelle Stafford by his side. One fan predicted, "It bothers me that Phyllis usurped her in Kane's orbit. More than likely, he'll end up behind bars, fooling around with Phyllis, and he'll need Amanda's help." What are your thoughts? Do you think Amanda should return to help Kane navigate this mess he created? Subscribe our channel for more latest update on The Young and the Restless. Disasters rarely arrive loudly at first. They creep in under the guise of innovation, ambition, and progress until the fallout becomes impossible to contain. That's exactly what's happening with Kane Ashby and the unfolding AI disaster, a storyline that feels less like a sudden twist and more like an inevitable reckoning. Kane's return to Genoa City has been framed as purposeful and forward-looking, but the AI debacle surrounding him exposes a familiar flaw. Kane is brilliant at vision, but dangerously inconsistent at execution. And as the consequences of unchecked technology, corporate shortcuts, and ethical blind spots begin to surface, one truth becomes increasingly clear: Kane doesn't need another business ally. He needs Amanda Sinclair. Amanda isn't just a lawyer. She's a strategist, a moral counterweight, and most importantly someone who understands how ambition can cross into liability before anyone realizes it has. Amid an AI scandal that threatens Kane's credibility, finances, and future in Genoa City, Amanda's involvement wouldn't just be helpful, it would be essential. The AI disaster, a crisis of oversight, not intentional. Let's be clear, Kane didn't set out to create a disaster. That distinction matters, because it highlights the core of the problem. This is a failure of governance, not malice. The AI initiative tied to Kane's storyline reflects a modern Y&R theme: how rapidly evolving technology outpaces the emotional and ethical preparedness of the people deploying it. AI promises efficiency. AI promises growth. AI promises control. But without safeguards, it also delivers privacy violations, manipulated data, legal exposure, reputational damage. Kane, ever the forward thinker, leaned into innovation without fully accounting for the long tail of consequences. And now, those consequences are staring him down. Why Kane is especially vulnerable right now? Kane has always occupied a complicated space on Y&R. He's intelligent, charismatic, and well-intentioned, but historically prone to overestimating his ability to manage chaos alone. Right now, he's vulnerable on multiple fronts. 1. Reputation. Kane is still rebuilding trust after years of missteps, absences, and complicated choices. An AI scandal doesn't just threaten his business, it threatens the narrative of his redemption. 2. Legal exposure-related disasters don't resolve quietly. They spiral into regulatory scrutiny, lawsuits, and internal investigations. Kane is standing on a legal minefield, whether he realizes it yet or not. Point 3. Emotional distraction with Lily still central to his emotional orbit and his sense of belonging. In Genoa City unsettled, Kane isn't operating from a place of calm clarity. In short, Kane is too close to the fire to see how badly he could get burned. Amanda Sinclair, the missing P-Center. Amanda Sinclair, a character uniquely positioned to stabilize this storyline in a way no one else can. Amanda isn't flashy, she isn't impulsive, and she doesn't confuse confidence with invincibility. She operates from precision, ethical awareness, long-term consequences that makes her exactly the kind of presence Kane needs amid an AI crisis. Amanda understands systems. How they fall. Amanda's greatest strength isn't just her legal expertise, it's her ability to see how systems break down under pressure. She understands how corporate ambition can eclipse accountability, how shortcuts become liabilities, how silence can be more damaging than exposure. In AI disaster isn't just about faulty algorithms, it's about who approved what, who knew when, and who failed to act. Amanda excels at dissecting those chains of responsibility before they snap completely. Kane, by contrast, has historically focused on outcomes rather than infrastructure. Amanda would immediately shift the conversation from how do we fix this, to how do we contain this legally, ethically, and reputationally. That reframing could save him. Kane's blind spot. Believing good intentions are enough. One of Kane's most persistent flaws is his belief that good intentions will soften the fallout. They won't. In the world of AI governance, both in real life and on Y&R, intentions are irrelevant. What matters is documentation, oversight, compliance, accountability. Amanda would force Kane to confront uncomfortable questions. Who signed off on this system? Were safeguards ignored? Was transparency sacrificed for speed? These are questions Kane may subconsciously avoid because he doesn't like what the answers might reveal, but avoiding them is what turns manageable crises into career-ending scandals. Why Lily can't be the one to save him? This time it's tempting to assume Lily will once again step in to steady Kane. After all, their history is long, emotionally rich, and deeply intertwined. But this crisis isn't emotional, it's structural. Lily brings moral clarity, emotional grounding, business instincts. What she doesn't bring is legal insulation. If Lily becomes Kane's primary support amid the AI disaster, she risks being pulled into the blast radius herself. That would not only damage her credibility, it would re-entrench the narrative that Kane relies on personal relationships instead of professional safeguards. Amanda offers distance, objectivity, protection. That difference matters. Amanda's presence would signal growth for Kane. One of the most compelling reasons to bring Amanda into this storyline is what it would say about Kane's evolution. Historically, Kane has tried to handle crises internally, delayed, seeking outside counsel, reacted emotionally rather than proactively. Turning to Amanda would signal a rare moment of self-awareness. It would say, I know I don't have this fully under control. I understand the stakes. I'm willing to listen even when it's uncomfortable. That alone would mark growth. The AI disaster as a moral test Y&R is at its best when it uses modern storylines to ask timeless questions. The AI disaster does exactly that. The central question isn't, did Kane make a mistake? It's, what does Kane do after the mistake? Amanda's involvement would push this story beyond damage control into ethical reckoning. She wouldn't just protect Kane, she'd challenge him to decide whether profit, pride, or principle will define his next move. That's where the drama deepens. Why Amanda is the only one who can say no to Kane. Many characters in Genoa City will enable Kane out of loyalty, affection, or shared ambition. Amanda won't. She has no romantic history clouding her judgment, no emotional debt to repay, no incentive to sugarcoat the truth. When Amanda says this stops now, it carries weight, and Kane desperately needs someone who can draw that line. The legal fallout is only AI disasters don't explode all at once, they unravel. First comes internal panic, quiet cover-ups, then comes leaks, whistleblowers, public scrutiny. Amanda understands this timeline. She would prepare Kane not just for the immediate crisis, but for the second and third waves, the ones that do the most damage. Without her, Kane risks reacting instead of anticipating. The rinse perspective. This is a make-or-break arc for Kane from a rinse-style critique. This storyline represents a crossroads for Kane Ashby.